Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the WWE 2K24 Universe Mode series, and we're here on Monday Night Raw with the new Women's World Champion, and we are aware that Bianca Belair will be defending her Women's World Championship in the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. We know that Cena and Liv Morgan and also Jordynne Grace are confirmed for that matchup after earning their spots. Cena, the former champion, didn't have to have a qualifying match, but Bianca Belair, the new Women's World Champion, is out here with a message for the WWE Universe ahead of the Elimination Chamber. We're a couple of weeks out now. Let's see what Bianca Belair has got to say.
Y'all already know the EST of WWE is back on top where she belongs. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the road to get here wasn't easy. I started off this year by defeating Io Sky to become WWE champion, but then I lost, and I lost again, and I lost again. 3 times to Becky Lynch. And when that happened, I had to take a step back and think, what's next? So I took some much needed time off, and that's when I made the decision to come to Monday Night Raw, a fresh start, a new challenge. And now, standing here as the WWE Women's World Champion, I know I made the right call. But let's address the elephant in the room. The whole world saw what happened at the Royal Rumble. The whole world saw who won the Royal Rumble. Jade, Cargill, Jade, girl, we all saw what you did. You dominated Lyra Valkyria in that Falls Count Anywhere match. Then you walked into the Royal Rumble and eliminated everybody in your way. And now you got a ticket to WrestleMania. The question is, are you cashing in that ticket on me?
Well, good question, Bianca. You might be about to get your answer. The Storm has arrived on Monday Night Raw after her dominant display at the Royal Rumble. As Bianca Belair just stated, Jade Cargill not only dominated Lyra Valkyria, but she also dominated the Women's Royal Rumble match and walked out as the victor of the Royal Rumble, and she will be heading to WrestleMania. But as Bianca Belair also stated, is she going to choose Bianca to face? Let's find out.
You want to know if I'm coming for your title, Bianca? Let me make one thing very clear. I'm done being respectful. I remember when you were WWE Women's Champion, and I remember respectfully asking to face you for that title. But guess what? That match never happened. You know why? Because you couldn't even beat Becky Lynch. So I never got that opportunity. I used to look up to you, Bianca. You were the EST, the blueprint. But the moment you walked out at the Royal Rumble, answering Kairi Sane's challenge, I knew I had no choice but to remind everybody who the real problem in this division is. So what did I do? I didn't just beat Lyra Valkyria. I dominated her. Then I walked into the Royal Rumble match and threw out everyone in my path. Meanwhile, you just waltzed over to Raw, answered an open challenge, and stole my championship. You didn't earn that title. You didn't climb the ladder like I did. You skipped the line. And you're standing there, holding my title.
Oh, I hear you, Jade, loud and clear. And you know what? You're right about one thing. I am holding this title, not you. And there ain't a single thing you can do about that unless you step up and take it from me. But let me tell you something. You want to talk about earning things. I know what you bring to the table, Jade. I know the threat you are, not just to this title, but to my legacy. And that's why I'm going to Elimination Chamber and I'm going to survive. I will walk out as champion. And when I do, I hope I see you at WrestleMania.
Hold on a second. Well, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill are scheduled for a singles matchup here, but it seems like Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill like the idea of going head-to-head at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair does have to survive the Elimination Chamber. I'm sure this woman has her eyes on that match as well. The Eradicator, Rhea Ripley. Although she did lose to Liv Morgan back at the Royal Rumble, she's made it clear to Dirty Dominic Mysterio that he better not step foot in a WWE arena again because she will destroy him. And so far, that's remained the case. But Rhea Ripley, I'm sure that she has one eye on that Elimination Chamber because she probably wants that Women's World Championship back. So potentially she could be looking at one of those two final spots that need to be filled. But her time is running out. She really needs to get in there as soon as she possibly can, otherwise she could miss out on the opportunity of winning back that Women's World Championship. But as for now, Rhea Ripley has one hell of a challenge in front of her. The Storm on Monday Night Raw has not been pinned, has not been submitted, but could Mami be the first one to hand a clean loss to Jade Cargill on Monday Night Raw? We're about to find out. Well, Bianca Belair is taking a seat at ringside here. But here we go. We've got Rhea Ripley against Jade Cargill. Rhea Ripley tackles Jade Cargill down to the mat. These two were the final two in the Royal Rumble just a couple of weeks ago now. And Jade Cargill was the one to eliminate Mami. And Jade Cargill punched her ticket to WrestleMania, and my goodness, Jade Cargill into the cover early on here for a shock victory, but no, just a 1 count. And Jade Cargill clearly stating moments ago that she's done being respectful, especially towards Bianca Belair. She probably feels as though Bianca Belair has kind of stolen the spotlight of Jade Cargill. That kind of seems to be a thing of Jade Cargill at the moment. First it was Lyra Valkyria, and now Bianca Belair. Although we do know that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair do have a history in this Universe Mode series. As they were talking about earlier on, Jade Cargill did actually respectfully make it clear to Bianca Belair that she wanted to face Bianca when Bianca Belair was the WWE Women's Champion before she lost out on that title to the man Becky Lynch. Well, Jade Cargill, not a wise decision that, to be disrespectful towards Mami. She's just going to stomp away at the head of Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill clearly switching her attitude here on Monday Night Raw. I feel like she's had enough of being the respectful woman that she was over on Friday Night SmackDown. And she's decided that she wants to take what she feels she deserves, I guess. Well, she has got that main event at WrestleMania guaranteed. So the question is, will she choose Bianca Belair? Kind of seems like she might at the moment. Or will she go ahead and choose Tiffany Stratton? But right now, Jade Cargill needs to focus on Mami and Rhea Ripley. Because at the moment, this is actually one hell of a matchup. And into the cover goes Rhea for the victory here. It's one hell of a matchup between these two because Jade Cargill is still technically undefeated here on Monday Night Raw. She did have a couple of losses to Lyra Valkyria by a count-out, but she hasn't been pinned, she hasn't been submitted. So can Mami perhaps be the first one to give Jade Cargill her first defeat here on Monday Night Raw? Slam down to the mat goes Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, of course, put down Lyra Valkyria at the Royal Rumble. A big boot there connecting by Jade Cargill. But she didn't go for the pinfall. Perhaps she's showing a little bit of respect towards Mami. She said she was done showing the respect, but I guess that was more towards Bianca Belair. And what on earth is Rhea Ripley going for here? Rhea Ripley off the ropes, and oh my word, suicide dive by Mami. Wiping out Jade Cargill. And the WWE Universe cannot believe what they're witnessing here. This is probably a WrestleMania match in itself. And now, Rhea Ripley sending Jade Cargill back into the ring. Of course, last week we did see a bit of a confrontation between these two. And Rhea Ripley trying to leap across the entire ring there. And well, she's just trying to brush it off here. Just telling Jade Cargill that although she's headed to WrestleMania, it doesn't mean that Rhea Ripley won't be there as well. So I wonder what that means, but Rhea Ripley now targeting the arms of Jade Cargill here, just stamping away at the fingers. Yeah, last week on Monday Night Raw, we saw these two going face to face to open up the show. And Jade Cargill wiped out Rhea Ripley after feeling as though Rhea Ripley had stolen her spotlight. So again, another situation similar to that of Lyra Valkyria and Jade Cargill, but Jade Cargill there able to find a reversal and avoid that suicide dive. She wasn't about to fall for the same thing twice, and that's what she's just telling Mami just now. Jade Cargill now continuing the beat down on the outside here. Perhaps going to send things back into the ring, but no. So Rhea Ripley sent face first off of the apron here. And Jade Cargill just with some words for the Women's World Champion. And Bianca Belair, she's not going to take that lightly. We could get perhaps the WrestleMania main event early here, but no! Hold on a second. Jade Cargill sending Rhea Ripley crashing into the Women's World Champion. And now Jade Cargill going to throw Rhea Ripley back into the ring. This could potentially cost Mami here. Rhea Ripley's in some trouble. Jade Cargill, she wants Rhea Ripley back to her feet. And Jade Cargill with Rhea Ripley in position. Bianca Belair about to head to the back as Jade connects. And into the cover for the victory. Jade Cargill, no! Mami is still in this one. And Jade Cargill just posing for the fans here. As Bianca Belair is headed to the back. And now Rhea Ripley trying to steal a victory here. But Jade Cargill able to power out. It's going to take a hell of a lot more than that to keep the storm down. And Rhea Ripley knows that. Guess she was just testing Jade Cargill there. Here's Mami now. Oh my word. Mami's got Jade in position for the Prism trap. Is Jade Cargill about to tap out here on Monday Night Raw? Rhea Ripley's got it locked in, but she releases the hold, interestingly enough. Now she's going to head to the top rope. Rhea Ripley now into the frog splash, connecting across the rib cage of the Storm. And Jade Cargill's in deep trouble right here. Rhea Ripley looking to finish off the Storm and give her first loss with Riptide connecting into the pin. Rhea Ripley, can she do it? No! Jade Cargill somehow is still fighting here. Rhea Ripley just saying that she's wiping the floor with Jade, but I'm not sure that I really agree with that. And Rhea Ripley now sending Jade Cargill off the ropes, but Jade Cargill finds a reversal. Who's going to be victorious here on Monday Night Raw? Jade Cargill was looking for that Samoan drop, a pop-up Samoan drop there. But Rhea Ripley was able to find the reversal. And now Rhea looking to regain control of this one. Evenly matched here, are we? Jade Cargill planted onto the canvas, and into the cover goes Rhea Ripley for a victory here. Has she done it? Rhea Ripley defeats Jade Cargill. Well, that's a massive win for Mami going forward. What could the future hold for Rhea Ripley? We know that she isn't happy with Dirty Dominic Mysterio, but we're still yet to see Dominic. For his sake, I hope that stays that way, to be honest. Hold on a second, Bianca Belair's back out here. The Women's World Champion headed to the back. after colliding with Rhea Ripley. But it seems like Bianca Belair likes the challenge that presents itself right here. Well, a little bit disrespectful towards Jade Cargill, especially after the promo that we had between those two earlier on. But Bianca Belair sending a clear message to Rhea Ripley here, staring her down. What does this mean? And ladies and gentlemen, next up, we have the new World Tag Team Champions making their way down to the ring. It is John Cena and R-Truth, officially the team of You Can't See the Truth. R-Truth is clearly super excited here tonight, finally able to make an entrance with his idol with championship gold around their waist. John Cena returning recently to come to the aid of R-Truth, as R-Truth had a bit of a Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley problem. But it seems like that could be all behind them, especially after the fact that R-Truth was the man to pin Bubba Ray Dudley at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. But the question is, what have these two got to say here tonight? They have a message for the WWE Universe. Let's see what they got to say.
Man, oh man, it feels good to be standing here as your new World Tag Team Champions. At Royal Rumble, R-Truth and I did exactly what we said we were going to do. We took down the Dudley Boys and walked out as champions. And Truth, you pinned Bubba Ray.
That's right, John. We the champs now, baby. The Dudley Truth Boys got the gold. I told y'all, when Cena and Truth link up, ain't nobody stopping us.
Now, let's clear this up again, Truth. There is no Dudley Truth Boys.
Oh, I get it. You right. We gotta change the name. How about the C-Sensational Truth? Ooh. Or wait, Doctor of Truthonomics?
Bruh.
All right, enough of this crap.
Hold on a second, it's Bubba Ray. Well, he's already lost. What's he doing here? I'm sure we're about to find out.
I can't stand IT anymore. Look at you two, acting like a couple of clowns, like a joke. This is exactly what's wrong with WWE today. You two morons holding those World Tag Team Championships. It's an embarrassment. For over 25 years, Devon and I have bled for this business. We've broken bones, we've been through tables, ladders, chairs, barbed wire, you name it. We built this damn division. And now we gotta watch some comedy act run around with our tag team titles?
Oh, so let me guess. You're out here because you want a rematch?
Damn right I do, but not just for me and Devon. Nah, this is bigger than us. This is about restoring honor to the tag team division. This is about putting those titles back on a team that actually deserves them. You two don't belong here. You're a damn sideshow. So yeah, Cena, I want my rematch.
Bubba, you talk a big game, but here's the thing, man. You had your chance. And at Royal Rumble, Truth pinned you. But you know what? Since you came all the way out here, and since these people seem to want to see it, how about we run it back?
Yeah. And this time, Bubba, when we beat y'all again, I want you to look me in my eyes and say, Truth, you the realest tag team champ in the game.
Fine. You want to fight? You got IT. But when we take those titles back, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well. Look at what we have here. The so-called monster of all monsters. Braun Strowman went to the Royal Rumble with my Intercontinental Championship. And what happened? He lost it. Just like I knew he would. Braun, you want to call yourself a monster? Monsters don't fumble the bag like that. Monsters don't lose when it matters most. But you're just a big, loud, overrated failure. But I don't even care about that title right now because, Braun, you and I, we've got unfinished business. You thought throwing me off a ledge was the end of Big Bronson Reed? Nah, that was just the beginning. Because I came back at the Royal Rumble, and I was waiting for you. First man in, first man to see me. And the second you laid eyes on me, I saw it, Bron. I saw that flicker of doubt, that little second of hesitation. Because you know what's coming. You know that I'm back to finish what we started. And now, I don't just want to beat you, Bron. I want to end you. I want to crush the myth of the monster of all monsters under my boot and prove that there's only one true beast in WWE. And his name is Bronson Reed. So, Bron, wherever you are, whatever you're thinking, just know this. You don't get to move on until I say so. You don't get to forget about Bronson Reed. When I get my hands on you, that ledge you threw me off is gonna feel like a damn pillow compared to what I'm gonna do to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of the evening, and we have a triple threat match. But interestingly enough, this is an elimination qualifying match. But if you were watching last week, you would know that Seth freaking Rollins is actually already a part of that match. Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he made the announcement that the World Heavyweight Championship would be defended inside the Elimination Chamber, he announced that the participants who are already confirmed without even having to qualify include Seth freaking Rollins, Finn Balor, Carmelo Hayes, the current champion, and the man who's next up out here, Drew McIntyre. And here is the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. So Seth freaking Rollins and Drew McIntyre are already inside the Elimination Chamber match. But Stone Cold Steve Austin clearly has some kind of gripe still with CM Punk, because this is the match that CM Punk needs to win if he wants to head to the Elimination Chamber. And if he wants to get inside the chamber, he has to defeat two men who really do not like him. And both of these men don't really have anything to lose in this match. So technically, if Drew McIntyre and Seth freaking Rollins work together, they could really ensure that CM Punk is not going to head to that Elimination Chamber. And if you remember as well, Drew McIntyre did state last week on Monday Night Raw that he was going to make sure that CM Punk doesn't make it to the chamber. And here he is. So this is CM Punk's possibly final chance to head to WrestleMania. He needs to win this match here against all the odds. And then not only that, he also has to head to the Elimination Chamber and try and win that match as well against all the odds. CM Punk really has the deck stacked against him. And I mean, he has been stating that he's felt that way already, so I don't know how he's going to feel now. But he also did receive a Stone Cold Stunner at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event after his match with Drew McIntyre, where Drew McIntyre actually defeated CM Punk, meaning Drew McIntyre gained his spot in the Elimination Chamber. And Seth freaking Rollins was granted his spot in the Chamber because he never got a true rematch after losing his title to Carmelo Hayes right at the start of the year. And so here we go, triple threat action. This could be a WrestleMania main event in itself. CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, and Drew McIntyre all going to go head to head here. And what Drew McIntyre, straight out the gates, targeting Seth freaking Rollins. And we were speaking during the entrances about how Seth freaking Rollins and Drew McIntyre don't really have anything to lose here. So if they were to work together, then they could just guarantee that CM Punk doesn't even get to head to the Elimination Chamber. They could perhaps just get CM Punk out the ring and maybe even pin each other to guarantee that Punk never makes it. But Seth freaking Rollins and Drew McIntyre seem to have a little bit of a gripe between themselves as well. And a huge knee by Seth freaking Rollins there. Drew McIntyre now. Perhaps Drew and Seth are maybe thinking that if they're able to wear each other down in the weeks leading up to the Chamber, perhaps that increases their chances of being victorious, as CM Punk is just thrown over the head of Seth freaking Rollins there, and Punk's outside the ring. That's not where he wants to be, because if either of these two get a quick pinfall here, then this one's all over and CM Punk can kiss WrestleMania goodbye. CM Punk heading back into the ring. Drew McIntyre bringing a weapon into play, but Seth freaking Rollins, with that knee to the face of CM Punk, drops him down to the mat. So of course there is only one slot left for that Elimination Chamber. CM Punk looking to gain that final spot, as Jacob Fatu last week debuted here on Monday Night Raw, and he was able to take down both the Ring General and Damian Priest to earn his spot inside the Chamber. And now Drew McIntyre targeting the leg of CM Punk inside the ring. Seth freaking Rollins makes his way back inside as well, and CM Punk just tossed over the top rope by Drew McIntyre. And now Seth freaking Rollins into the pinfall, looking for the victory here, gonna steal one, but Drew McIntyre is able to slide on out of the ring, and Drew McIntyre's telling Seth freaking Rollins they need to work together here, but Seth freaking Rollins with a suicide dive. He didn't quite connect with it. He crushed and he burned. Drew McIntyre now powerbomb onto the apron. And while Seth freaking Rollins and Drew McIntyre can't seem to quite work together here, CM Punk, his chances of heading to the Chamber may not be as slim as we once thought. Drew McIntyre now slamming Seth freaking Rollins down onto that concrete floor, spine first. We know the issues that Seth freaking Rollins has had with spinal injuries. Now slammed down to the mat is CM Punk. Seth freaking Rollins back into the ring now, sending Drew McIntyre over to the ropes, and CM Punk just wiping out Seth Rollins from behind here. And now CM Punk off the top rope, or off the springboard I should say, and into the cover he goes, but Drew McIntyre just able to recover. And now with CM Punk up, but CM Punk able to slide in behind. Seth freaking Rollins missing out on that clothesline there a moment ago, and now Seth Rollins rolls through into the super kick and a stomp at the arm as well. And big enziguri. And now Drew McIntyre with a sledgehammer looking to wear down Seth freaking Rollins, but Seth Rollins has caught Drew McIntyre into the pedigree. And now CM Punk with that sledgehammer. Looking to lay waste to the Scottish psychopath, and now he's going to try and steal the victory here, but Seth freaking Rollins was able to recover and able to break up that pinfall. Now into the corner. Seth and CM Punk go. But now Drew McIntyre and Seth freaking Rollins going to switch their focus back to each other. These two, Seth freaking Rollins able to avoid that, and now Seth Rollins moving into a crossface. CM Punk heading back into the ring, but luckily for him, Drew McIntyre was able to get on out of that one. And CM Punk tried to steal the victory again there. He's looking very desperate here, and a Glasgow kiss taking CM Punk down. And Seth Rollins now not about to allow Drew McIntyre to utilise that sledgehammer, but now Seth Rollins planted with the Future Shock DDT, and Drew McIntyre went for the victory, but Seth Rollins able to hang in there and keep fighting here. Struggling to keep up with the action here. CM Punk now with the advantage. Seth Rollins on the outside was a little bit dazed, but making his way back into the ring now. And CM Punk went for that big kick, but Drew McIntyre saw it coming, and now German suplex with a release, sending CM Punk into the turnbuckle pads, and now Seth Rollins slammed down to the mat as well. Now Drew McIntyre just stomping away at Seth Rollins here. And he opts for that sledgehammer again, but Seth Rollins snatching it out of the hands of Drew McIntyre. Now he targets Drew's ribs with that sledgehammer repeatedly here. He's telling CM Punk to get into the ring. He drops the sledgehammer though, interestingly enough. And now, CM Punk in big trouble. Pedigree connecting, but Drew McIntyre's there to break up the pinfall. Seth Rollins not about to get the victory that easily. I guess that Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, of course, they don't want a loss on their record just before the Elimination Chamber. So I guess that's why neither of them are going to choose to lay down for each other. I guess that's why they decided to just fight it out here. The only way that they know how. And now Seth Rollins fighting out of the clutches of Drew McIntyre, but he's met with that sledgehammer once again. And CM Punk very desperate here for the victory. He wants to ensure that he can head to that Elimination Chamber, but if he's too desperate, then that could end up costing him. And Drew McIntyre now thinking about the Claymore kick. CM Punk, is he going to stop it? He's not. Claymore kick connects, and Seth's been busted wide open off of that Claymore kick. I'm surprised that Drew McIntyre went for the pinfall, because he should have known that CM Punk was there, and CM Punk trying to steal the victory, but I think he's pinning the wrong man. Drew McIntyre able to kick out at one. Seth Rollins is the one who received that Claymore kick to the face, so it would have been a wiser decision to maybe try and take him out. But now Seth Rollins back to his feet and into a sling blade. Now Drew McIntyre sending Seth Rollins into the corner. Can CM Punk defy all the odds here and head to the Elimination Chamber? Or will Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre be the ones to gain some momentum as Drew McIntyre off the top rope, an avalanche, white noise. And CM Punk now couldn't quite decide what he wanted to go for next. And Drew McIntyre, what's he thinking about? He's going for another Claymore kick. CM Punk's in the corner, stunned, and Claymore kick connecting. CM Punk going to look to steal it, perhaps. Well, he did strike Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's dazed here. CM Punk almost stole the victory. I thought for sure he had the match won just there. But luckily for Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins was able to kick out. And now, CM Punk slides in behind, connects with that reverse DDT. Seth Rollins just about to head back into the ring. And CM Punk now with Seth Rollins up. But Seth Rollins able to slide in behind. He was looking for that GTS. Seth Rollins just about able to survive though and keep this match going. Drew McIntyre again with that sledgehammer. Just looking to lay waste to Seth freaking Rollins, who delivers that knee once again to the face. Now off the ropes, drops the knee again to the face for a second time. And now just dragging Drew McIntyre away from the ropes. Not sure why. Perhaps he's thinking about setting something up here. And CM Punk went for a springboard dropkick there. CM Punk very desperate here tonight. Doesn't seem to quite be using his head quite as well as he usually does. Very desperate in his movements and decisions, which ultimately could cost him. Into a big dropkick there. Seth Rollins on the outside. What? CM Punk's about to get the victory. Drew McIntyre able to power out though. Not sure what Seth Rollins was playing at. Now Drew McIntyre connecting with a neck breaker. Who is going to be left standing between these three? What a main event this is, and oh my word, sledgehammer to the face by CM Punk, who goes into the cover to pin Seth freaking Rollins. And oh my goodness, somehow Seth is still in this one. I thought for sure that was it. And the referee just checking on Drew McIntyre now after he received that sledgehammer to the face. Drew McIntyre taking his time here as CM Punk goes into the cover. Drew McIntyre not about to allow CM Punk to get a victory. He did state last week again that he wasn't going to allow CM Punk to get to the Elimination Chamber. He was going to do whatever he could to ensure that that didn't happen. I mean, he did at least delay it just there. There's now a bit of a double team by Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. And now they're going to switch their focus back to each other once more. And Seth Rollins now into a big kick to the chest on Drew McIntyre. Seth has really taken quite the beating in this match. He doesn't want to take too much damage before that Elimination Chamber. As a kendo stick is brought into play here. And Seth Rollins now will CM Punk in position. Curb stomp connecting. And he could be about to steal the victory. Drew McIntyre back to his feet, but he's able to break the count. My goodness. Are we ever going to get a victory in this one? A clubbing blow to the chest. Drew McIntyre heads to the outside once more. Drew McIntyre brings another kendo stick into play here and just strikes it across the spine of CM Punk. I think CM Punk was going for a springboard there, not the wisest decision. And now Drew McIntyre dropping CM Punk on the back of his neck. Into the cover he goes, but Seth Rollins once again is in the right place at the right time. Now Drew McIntyre tossed over Seth Rollins' head. And Seth Rollins now, could he be thinking about maybe putting this one away? I think he is. A big knee to the side of the head. I thought he was going to go for another curb stomp there, but he decided not to. And now he's going to head up to the top rope, possibly thinking about that frog splash. He's not. He wants CM Punk, up on his feet. And Seth Rollins tried to switch his focus in midair, was thrown off a little bit by Drew McIntyre there, but Claymore kick connecting. Drew McIntyre to steal the win here, but no, CM Punk again. This time is the man to break up the count. I'm not sure why he's headed to the outside here. That's not the wisest decision. Back into the ring he goes though. And he's looking to, well, thwart the plans of Drew McIntyre, who turns the tables on CM Punk. And now into the cover, Drew McIntyre for another pinfall on CM Punk, and he's done it. Oh my goodness. Drew McIntyre said he was going to ensure that CM Punk didn't head to the Elimination Chamber. And well, he's done exactly that, and you can see the smirk on his face. Drew McIntyre knows exactly what he has just done. CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams are in smoke. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we look to close out the show, we have the men's Royal Rumble winner back here on Monday Night Raw. So earlier in the week, or at the end of last week I should say, Bron Breakker did head over to Friday Night SmackDown to have a word with main event Jey Uso, and he seemed to be a little bit disrespectful towards Jey Uso, trying to claim that his own journey this year surpasses that of Jey Uso's. And I guess that's up for speculation, but Bron Breakker has had one hell of a year. And he is back here on Monday Night Raw, and he did claim on Friday Night SmackDown that he wanted to head back over to Monday Night Raw because he has a bone to pick with the so-called World Heavyweight Champion, Carmelo Hayes. So I can only assume that Bron Breakker has a message for Carmelo here.
This past Friday night on SmackDown, I stood face-to-face with main event Jey Uso after he won back the WWE Undisputed Championship at the Royal Rumble. And I told him exactly what was on my mind. Jey, I see you. I see the run you've had. Sure, you are the man who dethroned the great Roman Reigns. But come on, your year is nothing compared to mine. King of the Ring, taking out Brock Lesnar, putting down Goldberg, and winning the Royal Rumble. I need you to understand something, Jey. If I step into that ring with you at WrestleMania, your little fairy tale ride, it's over. Because that match won't just be historic. It'll be the shortest main event in WrestleMania history. But let's talk about Raw. Let's talk about unfinished business. Carmelo Hayes. I know you hear me back there. You and I both know that at Payback I had you, I beat you, but Goldberg saved your ass. And you know what? That's fine. I took care of Goldberg, just like I took care of 29 other superstars in the Royal Rumble. And now, there's only one thing left to do. Carmelo Hayes, get your ass down to this ring right now.
Hold on. What? Well, this isn't Carmelo Hayes. Oh my God. It's the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Why on earth is he out here? I mean, last week he did qualify for that Elimination Chamber. Oh my God. What are we about to witness? Two of the most destructive forces in the WWE about to be face to face inside the ring. My goodness. Well, I'm speechless. Jacob Fatu making his way inside the ring.
Bron, you're out here worrying about Carmelo Hayes. You think that's your biggest problem? Huh. You really don't get it, do you? I should be the man that you be worrying about. Because at the Rumble, yeah, you got me. But let me remind you, Bron, no other man could stop me. It was just you and me. And next time, you ain't gonna be so lucky. Bruh, you see, the elders, they ain't happy. And now that the Samoan werewolf has been unleashed, I ain't waiting around like some punk. 'Cause I'm stepping into that chamber. And it don't matter if I enter first. It don't matter if I enter last. Hell, it don't matter when I enter. I'm walking out as the new World Heavyweight Champion. And when I do, that title stays in my family.
Is that right? Well, let me make one thing clear to you, Jacob. I don't fear you. I don't fear your family. And if you got a problem with that, we don't have to wait for your chamber match. We can settle this right now.
Well, Bron Breakker doesn't want to wait around, but the question is, what's the Samoan werewolf got to say? Well, he's throwing up the ones. Interesting. Does that mean he's acknowledging Roman Reigns? I doubt it, because he did interfere in that tribal combat match, and now, oh my word, super kick. He seemed to startle Bron Breakker there, and look at the athleticism of the Samoan Werewolf. A big headbutt to Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker's in some trouble because the Samoan Werewolf, once he's unleashed, there's almost no stopping him unless he wants to stop. Now Jacob Fatu off the ropes and a big kick to the temple of Bron Breakker. Well, why on earth is Jacob Fatu laying into Bron Breakker here? Probably some revenge for the Royal Rumble, as Bron Breakker's the man who stopped Jacob Fatu from winning that match. And now up to the top rope, Jacob Fatu into the moonsault. My goodness, this could be a future WrestleMania matchup. And Jacob Fatu stands tall over a fallen Bron Breakker.